conversation on social media, especially on X, with the cyber security amendment bill. Any a war in the process, of becoming law minimum at what stage as you see a war, but already conversation has started in earnest. It was social media. I saw a video of you so online, and as we raise issues be about some portions of that bill. Assembly importe me pacho.
Obi that's my mintia with people 18 enumerate. Many Central for big Kasa over the weekend. They call Parliament workshop. Nana many Central for big Kasa. Some will be say about this cyber security authority amendment bill. Any misinformation and disinformation, hate speech and publication of other information bill. But I'm point down we na ayemram and a bino person deba.
Oh, okay.
Two different pieces of legislation. Misinformation, disinformation, hate speech, and publication of other information bill. And about cyber security authority amendment bill. Now, kind of na bumwa. Le Happy Minister, bino person who create divisions be cyber security authority. Side divisions, and also a cyber crime, cyber bullying, then in Kekahoni there. Any misinformation, any disinformation. Now, baby, a year worrying, me can't want central for one say. Essentially, the albino yellow amount to criminalizing speech. Say, ubika bibi na se albino esu so say the awakano albino bunye swa. The pakrono ubitumi akode fiase up to 10 years. In fact, so kind cyber security authority amendment bill na or more say na or say who publish false information and also who post false information. Our social media platforms so input chat groups to say WhatsApp group more multimedia you could see same program more WhatsApp group maybe a more discussions. So WhatsApp group no so who could post BB a false woman and I could post BB a false our social media which you had the fiat up to 10 years. And some other misinformation and disinformation, hate speech and publication of other information bill now. So we a media organization, our license for our buying budget for yourself. It was a suspension or revocation of license account be. Apart from that, criminal penalties. You know, a very dangerous area in a buying economy because democracy be a year and also be the freedom of the children. You can't see no boy here. You could be a trash here. You were civil remedies, administrative penalties, cry to me a issue. Now, so Obakas will be in court there because they are working a buying not to say a fault, and a minister not to say a false in it there. And yes, I did me say, Sabria, a democracy by anymore. Your person rather, the beer quayman for actual margins of more. I did be a say a countenance. You cannot nominate central for the Kawan Center. The activities are buying or your consultation. You could say by the time I'll be your consultation. Now, with tea and come at tea, one more money made money so I put to say, media. It is Kungana democracy.
But one issue so a man for complaining about baby, and I think the president even in his media encounter had cause to raise that point. The issue around IP address, and monitoring of commentary on social media. It seems to be something that drew worrying proportions. Nipa baby na if we are calling for that growing subculture to be dealt with, through some of these laws, no?
Uba Edwinsogu Nanswa, ya paper is 9 entry. And then sa infractions we fear here. One way in India back or seminal, Mammy Form call 1991. Tama na Constituent Assembly no Ghana Constitution with Ukraine. There was a big debate about the right to free expression. Now, one man not push the right to free expression say in the Constitution. They were confronted with a question say what these are media freedoms, we need right to free expression by deregulating media space. There could be ugly noises, meaning our expression, now ugly noises. And Penifoni Tremu say we prefer an open culture with ugly noises to a culture of silence. In fact, so Professor Albert Edubuahin lecture notes, any lectures of mine on the culture of silence are. Some more a deary and untino and she say, Ghana United to say, as much as is possible, Lydia, Nimium no be answering nothing. Nemum say, a do baby na say, Ubika be dear, Emfa Emrakwanswa. You be use civil remedies. Ye call constitutional error anymore, and NDC, Abaya, and as a PNDC, NDC, no. Oman to me, Emrana na Kanina, and to back President Kufuor baby president in 2001. Emrano na Bakwaka, a criminal and seditious libel. Into President Kufuor by no be free. Another one, Nan Komoko Supane Right Information Act. President Rawlings time and as uncommon start here, but I also pay. To most President Kufuor and also pass right information cry say if you cry and call information I want saka then one could hear so wako PBB will be the case 1 meeting for public no. But we were confronted with the same situation and Kufuor can do out to say tro. It go out to say they are all cano and yes and could intro na we chat here. Yet the name who go by okay media capacity enhancement program. Yes, it's central for a big tribute to misinformation. No, the way out, and say, and yes, I inform you to 10 years. The way out, and say, one training now with Jumano so into your Kumasi media capacity enhancement program. Utum for say to so the body dear, Namabum one, or no, not them Ghana Central Phone, you know, ready and him say, some media capacity enhancement program. Young Cafe, young form to there was need for a lot of public sensitization. Conference about misinformation, information, public campaigns, even National Media Commission, any National Communication Authority, or will be a joint monitoring center. So we will be in here with TV, so and radio, so I will so 10 and commit to one or more. And then you be fact checking. Fact checking could be the no do bow money at the end. He said, Ubi town who be in a no cry, which me is subjected to fact checking near when you cry a war. Yekoye ISD Media Center say, what the fact be about a buying assembly? Corporate fact no what I say. Into there are several ways I would deal with it, not so because any pan young fan up to 10 years. It is because and then and confound intro. And now be a can someone same fata no be a boo be an imtia. The patron many fears here. As far back as 1991, and as uncommon with fears here. Now, mine you get to say, your person be a yanifa would you name mum, Senipacono, or from a car. Actually, one, yet the civil remedies and the solve between the narco court, maybe a court abonica. Now, say, they are buying car betul and say, on court befiase. Up to 10 years. And now, so a radio station, I engine a license in some dear. A Bema democracy, no fan who dear will be at its end again. Mean go for trauma, dear. No money. A big cassette, you be dimatem. You can disagree with what they are saying, but you should agree with their right to free expression.
But one other thing, and it's this law, the substantive law, no, and as the mother law, 2020 law, and government is seeking to amend some portions in 2025. From your readings, no, a day in the war main law 2020 law, ne ho a ban per se okio with this amendment.
Media if the abandon was obetrim, the parent legislation ni more. In consonance with the object of the parent legislation or person or the amendment to which is ebekio. Media. We say Cyber Security Authority Act now. And can you say cyberbullying?
Yes.
Apart from cyberbullying, stalking, hate speech, and quality protections, senka hono de anka problem in ho. And admittedly, a whole be war current the friend say amendment bill no emu. But almost the other ones are come one and no they are infringing on the right to free expression. And no if I hear him say section 67 of clause 67 of, because it's a bill, clause 67 of amendment bill now. Also publishing false information, now posting false information. I will say we to make them for up to 10 years. I know it's not about cyberbullying or I know the suppression of dissent, suppression of free expression. Nti saa nneɛma no ɛna ɛwɔ sɛ aban no ɛma n'ani kɔn sɛ we cannot countenance anything bi a ɛde ɛbɛkɔ back to Preventive Detention Act. Any criminal and seditious libel days. Yɛn yɛn no mo ATM ni mo mo kai PDA Oppong Nkrumah time PDA. Ebi also pɛpɛ ni bi money education. Am I? Almost maybe by say in the interest of the security of the state, no. Say yesusu say we have BB which is prejudicial to the security of the state. When securities are more forcefully defined, you bet to me Edwa Kwakotum court to crampo to me nyawo habeas corpus ni would them sa and you conform them more under PDA woo ye that was Ghana say.
Yes.
They say okay that the only person who expanded the definition of security you could do in this new act now. Any PDA na epe. Any PDA na epe. Criminal and seditious libel, it sought to criminalize speech that was even untoward. President Kufoma Yeyifiwa. And section 67 of the Amendment Act, which is going back to criminal and seditious libel, where it's seeking to criminalize speech. Be that as it may, says our speech even untoward. In fact, rather no, and come on, ne question is a mraka the way books so still a criminalizing speech, I will say you free. One of those running a publication of false news with the intent to cause fear and panic. Into Behuna and Tenancy will be TV so now anything a bronye near actually the uncle for good inside not that Black Maria Moa for hardened criminal. Are there can't send you online now and abide here China Kotuma man Unkwalabi TikTok Unkwalabi Omakoka BB online. I do any new and some fata yet Ubi and Casa Yefata. Benuti near the Omakoto Fiasi for 14 days. So speech is being criminalized the more in Ghana now. And Tesamra will participate kum. Obi my example, okay time a multimedia and MPP are buying a problem say my document to be a friend of militia in the heart of the city.
Yes.
Now say my documentary, Sebi, and you know, the National Media Commission, Bua say, I'm fuck paso. Wouldn't say that new and we say, and that time and Osenka, now we are now buying with possession over, you bet me at the license. Is that the kind of power we want to give any government in a democracy? Maybe I need to say you call NMC really and okay say one year money correction going forward. And I don't know. And no one who to make us a one year correction. There have been several instances that media houses NMC rule obeka say onye correction. But baby omude ko the license kwa no e be to me aje. Obi ehu.
Yeah.
So I've been feel say emfa no ho a ehu. Ochina ye ba be chiwa kotum say what ro bibi wo Presby Church WhatsApp platform anya no kre. All na be say ye bi ye obi na wan kan wo hwe na nedro so.
I've been going through the bill, and
which of them, by the way?
The Cybersecurity Authority Amendment Bill. Yeah. Yes. Now, Osha, and I'm just taking a casual look. One thing, me who ya a tickle me fancy kakra the bit about the powers of police, which is Section 20B inserted into the principal enactment is amended by the insertion after Section 20 of Powers of Police, 20B1. The Director General, Deputy Director General, and other authorized officers shall exercise the powers of a police officer, including the powers of arrest, search and seizure, and have the same rights, protections, immunities conferred on a police officer in the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960, the Police Service Act, and any other law related to a police officer in the performance of their functions under the Act. Essentially, the Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority, and the two deputies, and there's a one deputy cry, they can exercise the powers of a police officer. Giving that much power to a bureaucrat, that's really a major issue that should be looked at.
Additionally, we call clause 31, clause 9, which seeks to amend section 31 of the Act.
Yes.
Funding crowd almost so they are this new
authority,
cybersecurity police agency are creating unprecedented.
Yeah, the sources of monies for the fund include seed money approved by Parliament, B, monies which may become lawfully payable by the authority for the fund, C, 50% of all fines arising from criminal penalties under the Act, D, grants, gifts, donations, and other voluntary contributions, E, 12% of the communication service tax for the fund per annum. 12% of CST. 9% corporate tax for the fund per annum. A charge determined by the authority in accordance with the Fees and Charges Miscellaneous Provisions Act 2018 and levied on persons licensed by the Bank of Ghana to carry on business. A proportion of the fees charged on all government electronic services determined.
The kind of money they must new cyber security police agents we are on person create. No, we are no matter on power. Say who will be way. So more so say the phone new crowd no information be was what child information no in violation of Embra we are. More the powers of search and seizure.
Yes.
I'm going to have laptop or complete or more reason to believe say information be also a contravention of the Act. It's very careful because who criticize the way you know at the Coco share Cyber Security Authority. I share Minister of Communication here Sam George Asia.
But this in form and substance is worse than criminal libel.
Me say, go back to PDA. Extra criminal libel, Eco Preventive Detention Act. Because what is essentially going to happen, me say, now authority work on the powers of police. Police say, and now reasonable suspicion said crime occurs to me.